And back behind them, Burju by. It's Revelare up to Mormona of the 150. Revelare draws a neck in front of Mormona. Revelare just in front and books a spot on the first Tuesday in November.
Welcome to Bet Doctor Behind the Curtain. Look at how pro punters operate. I'm your host, Scoot. We've got Walt in studio. He's had a haircut and now he's got hearing problems.
Mate, you're trying to play mind games, Jedi mind games with me before we even start. It's not a good way to have me. You know, I'm already confused all the time anyway.
Nico, how are you down there, mate? Are you on tilt already or what's going on?
Oh, yeah, I had a fair haircut yesterday at Bendigo. Absolute strip out. So I'm looking to bounce back this week. Really keen to get into what's going to be a massive week. We've got Ballarat tomorrow. I'll be out there. And then Caulfield Saturday, Flemington Sunday, Warrnambool Monday. So, plenty of chances to back another winner.
Yeah, I had a little glance at the Golden Nugget card. I'll be leaning on you tomorrow because I've got the Ladbrokes pot at Newcastle. I'll be leaning on both you boys, but Newcastle looks delicious, and hopefully we can get something out of Ballarat. But some shabby out wide cards compared to the usual stuff that we get on Saturday. Quick one. Obviously, there was a few boat races last week, or there was the big boat race for the Group 1. Everyone was wrapped with that. And then Nash and Schiller were in the naughty corner too, with Strathtay and Gangster Granny was welcome back Tyler. But I thought Ride of the Week goes to Chloe from Pierce Racing in WA. This is amazing at track work. I don't know if anyone's seen it. It's up the dirt bush track here, and you can just see the kangaroo just come charging through. Done an amazing job to sit on. The kangaroo's just gone straight under the horse's feet. And if you've ever been on a horse and they see a snake or an animal like this, I tell you what, your heart races and you get sweaty palms. And she's done really well, and the horse has done really well to keep its feet.
Yeah, they don't need earmuffs, those two.
Holy crap! I don't know what it is, but I want to be on the next start.
Yeah, absolutely. They didn't even pull up. It was weird, wasn't it?
Little speed up.
Kangaroo was blessed too.
Last week, a couple of hits and misses. Manar was good. Tempted, Autumn Glow, Anthracite, Lazura, Revelare. Feels like I just didn't get enough out of the weekend. Doomben found the knockout roughie to beat Electrona. The difference was, just the Gangster Granny and the Electrona multis that sort of sunk me a little bit. But
geez, that thing went good, didn't it, against Electrona? Another old Mark Hastoff, isn't it? That fella's had, so he had that horse, and then he's had the one that just went to Moody and went like a rocket.
Yeah, Sophie's Gold Class.
Yeah, same colours, right?
Affiliate out of that, yeah.
Want to keep an eye on that trainer. He's obviously doing some good things.
Jason Edwards, his name is. Melbourne Cup weights and Caulfield Cup weights. Nico, Al Riffa won the Group 1 Iris St Ledger with 61.5, won by 4 lengths. They pocketed 480,000, which is equivalent to third place in the Melbourne Cup. I'm not sure what's going on with the thinking there. They've obviously paid a fortune for the horse. If they had tipped in another 480k, are they in the race with lesser weight? I assume so, because it looked like they already qualified and the race isn't that strong anyway. It looks like they missed a trick.
59 seems a big task. I know it's the modern day cup's probably different to years gone by, but I couldn't be backing a horse for 59 at, I think it's $6 or $7 right now. Maybe you get better on the day. I'm not too sure. Obviously brings in the world-class form lines, but they haven't missed him. Maybe you're right. Maybe if they didn't win that race, it's different. I'm not too sure in terms of the weights there. Revelare seems the one that got in pretty well with only 51.5, and there's probably a few others that are in a similar boat to him that are either looking to win their way into the cup or sort of going to be right down there in the lightweights. So, yeah, he looked one that was real advantage from the weights on the weekend.
Nico, it's not the Ballarat Cup, mate. We're talking about here for Revelare. It's a Melbourne Cup. The camp knew that 59 was coming, and I think rumours are that the nation's premier rider is going to be on it. So, yeah, they seem pretty happy with it. But there's not a lot around, is it? Like 59's not 59 anymore. That's the problem. It's just these weights just mean not what they used to in the handicaps for mine, but. It'll take a good effort either way.
Yeah, no horses won with that weight since 1950, and I'm saying that the race is a lot stronger. Makybe won with 58, 57.5 Gold Trip. It'll be Herculean, and good on them if they can do it.
Yeah, well, 58 and mare is similar, right? So it's similar, but I don't know. They're just like you look at all these races. There's just nothing between 10 horses. You know, like they're all very similar whackers. So anything with a little bit of X factor and maybe like a bit of a Cerdelius sort of horse they stand out, don't they? So I don't know if weight will stop them. But I hope he shows up here in one piece. That's the main thing and runs to his best.
It'll be great. If all the horses that are sort of at the top end of the market, it's going to be a cracking
at the moment. Yeah,
a cracking race. So fingers crossed they all get there. That's probably the most important.
We've only half lost one so far, Treasure of the Moment, haven't we? And we haven't lost her yet. So hopefully she comes back and full steam ahead.
Looking like a great spring. As I said, Newcastle Cup Day tomorrow. So it's a late start there at Newcastle. So I think the first race is at 1 o'clock. So we'll open the pot in the Ladbrokes mates mode area till 12:30, and then it's half an hour to the first. So usually try and set up day, have a couple of bets, and I'd say 98% of the action will be on Newcastle Cup, given the strength of that meeting, which is great. Birdie TV is the code, and then Big Red's got the Racing Watch weekend, so he's got Saturday and you've got Sunday, so you've got the double header. You're that sick for it?
I thought it was you Saturday. I was happy it was you, and now it's bloody
me
back
Friday.
On me. It's an interesting addition to a Saturday, isn't it? You would be finding out. It's just you just can't be down. You can't miss anything. You've got to be up the whole time. So it's good. It adds pressure, but it's you definitely get the opportunities on Saturdays, and the quality's there, isn't it? Whereas the other days you can't miss an opportunity. You've really got to hone in on a few and hope you pull the right rein.
Exactly. So again, strategy usually is to survive the day and then have a couple of horses going for big results. So I think it's a good way to approach it. I think it's a good thing because a lot of people bet outside of one meeting. So there's a lot of races that we skip throughout the day across various meetings. So I think it helps people understand how we tackle and sort of cherry pick best bets across the cards.
Because we got how many we do? I don't know how many we do.
Got a lot.
Like I think it's a little bit different with us, and I think it's good because when we first started, there's a few people get in there, and I think whether they've had good or bad experiences, they're expecting something, and I think exactly the way we sort of tried to build it. You're not hopefully avoid the horrible days. You're always going to have them. They're always around the corner, but and I think neither of us have really had a day where we've had the big crescendo there, but we've not done any damage, and we've got some good fun and small profits along the way. So I think it's good actually. I just would like the day where the 4 or 5 Yahtzees pop on the same day. That will be a good day.
Just need a couple of those 10 and 20 to 1 runners just to stick their nose out, but I'm sure it will happen. Ladbrokes app, and then head into the mates mode section there. Today's going to be a beauty. Caulfield starting to really heat up. We've got the Group 1 Underwood, and there's the Sir Rupert Clarke, which everyone seems to be targeting their horse to. The rail's +6 there. Randwick's got a +7 rail. They've got the 7 Stakes, the big mile race. The Bill Ritchie is there. The T Rose, the Kingston Town, and the Naturalism down in Melbourne have got so many dual nominations. It's such a headache. We'd preview the race, but they're great races to preview. But given that the two favourites in both the races are in the same state, you're taking 30% of the market. So the market's going to be on its head. So we're going to stand in protest and not do the race because of that. And the frustrating part is Waller says on his video on Wednesday that he knows that Birdman's going to go in Sydney, and then he just refuses to pull it out. And here we are Thursday morning.
7 times out of 10 it goes to Sydney. The other 3 it still goes to Melbourne.
Yeah, and then you got half yours. Like, he's not alone. Not Tony McAvoy's doing the same thing. He's got in 3 different races or whatever, and terrific. We're trying to provide insight, and we just sort of got our hands tied.
Half yours was a little bit different because he didn't get a run in the naturalism, so he sort of sweated. Didn't get a run in the Kingston Town, so they put him in the 7 Stakes. So he sort of sweated for a run in both races. I think you end up getting into the naturalism, and I think that's their sort of the one they'd pick if all things equal. So hopefully that is the case. But yeah, the Waller frustration is definitely there.
Yeah, what was that race? I blew about yesterday.
There was 11 scratchings yesterday at Canterbury, and Waller had 7 of them or something.
Yeah, and it's a whatever they call it, a highlighted maiden or something, which is supposed to be a race where everyone targets. You know, all trainers will target their better maidens to that race, and you know.
I feel sorry for the trainers that are balloted out of it.
That's
They've got a good horse and they're pushed away.
5 emergencies and you're still balloted, and then you see that it doesn't even get it. It gets a 70% full field.
Yeah, I think Troy Corsons is now the ATA CEO or president or whatever it is, and he wants to put the punters first. There's just some low-hanging fruit around.
It's hard to read that though, isn't it? You read it, you get excited, but we've read so many things, we've heard so many things where someone, a new incumbent comes, oh, we're going to listen to the punters, we know it. Who do they talk to? I'd love to know who they talk to, because whoever's advising them as a punter, they've never really hit the nail on the head as yet. So
I've given him your number. I slid into his DM.
Anyone who's wouldn't it be not maybe 20, maybe 30, not just one? Maybe that might be the problem, because usually self-interest rises to the top.
I'm going to have a look at one only race up at the Gold Coast. The track, it's just still Leaders Highway. So until I can see more of that, I'll only be doing one there. And the benefit is we'll do more of Melbourne and Sydney, which is probably more important this time of the year. Shane Adair's our FIFO man, so he's got his tail up with anthracite. I do say there was a little, I think Gary Boyce is his name, the trainer, and he's saying that there's shares available. Did you scoop any up, Nico?
I wonder what they are, like how much they are. So it's for like 5 or 10%, because it was definitely intriguing. I'll probably have to go and listen to the interview. But yeah, he's got a big future, that horse. He's got a big future.
He's 5-year-old. He's still benchmark 64.
How would there be shares available in that horse? Unless they're asking some redonkulous price. Like for the region, there's not a more progressive horse shown up there in the last however long. So like, it's just amazing the state of the freaking hell.
Let's have a look at his tips. They're sort of merry-go-round races, as Nico and I sort of spoke about off air, but he's following his money here with Burning Bright. Was a good winner last time, I think, race 4, number 5. So he thinks that's suitable in a distance race. And then the 1,000-metre horse is the Streetcar Fury. So I think 1,000 metres looks its go, and it was probably he just has a tendency to over race and get a bit keen, this Streetcar Fury. So hopefully last start's just knocked a little bit of the freshness out of him. But Bagman is usually good for an anchor, so make sure you go through the form and see which way you want to lean there, because I think he's I think he's tipped a winner every time he's had a tip. He's sort of steady as she goes there, which is great to see. Nico, talk to us about Caulfield. There's a little bit of rain around, which looks perfect. Rail +6. They just keep edging off the fence. Seems to be pretty good racing there at Caulfield at the moment.
Yeah, I think they got about 9 mil, if they go the worst end of the forecast, sort of Friday and Saturday. So Saturday is going to be the crucial. If they get a few mil there in the meeting, that's probably not good. But of late, the rain's missed Caulfield more often than not. So that's probably worth taking into consideration. But there is a lot of wind. So there's a big westerly wind of nearly, like 30 kilometres an hour throughout most of the meeting. So how much impact that has, not too sure sort of where's the best position to run for that particular wind, but you'd imagine it has some impact on tempos. Once they get up that high, the jockeys seems to have a big impact on the day.
Kanga Forcefield just keeping the rain away. Needs to build a big wind barrier.
Mate, he's got to be quiet, the Kanga.
Hasn't he?
Got to be quiet.
Wonder why.
I don't know.
Is he the most influential person in Vic racing?
He was for 15 minutes, yeah. Whether he's been reined in or what's going on, I'm not sure.
Yeah. Let's have a look at good segue into the Group 1 SEN Underwood Stakes. Sir Delius, the favourite here, courtesy of Ladbrokes, $2.25, Buckaroo $5, $5.50 Moira, Desert Lightning $10, $16 Middle Earth, Zadozi $17, Golden Path $18, Anisette $23, and then you got 27 Land Legend. Mr. Wallace says it's going to its own backyard, staying up in Sydney, and then you got Smoke and Romans, Knight's Choice, the Melbourne Cup winner, and then Casino 17, who was scratched last time. Let's have a look at 2 replays. Buckaroo's the first one. Treasure of the Moment is the winner here and wasn't asked to do much early and just sat out the back. Nico, what do you think of this?
I honestly thought he was somewhat flattered in this race shape. He's the best stayer of the field. It was very fast run, as we knew, and it was a hard day to sort of loop the field and make ground. He wanted to be back towards the inside, sort of having the run that he had. So we obviously know how good he is, but I did think there was elements to his performance that were flattering there in that race. If he gets back to what he did in this race last year in a Turnbull, he probably wins. It's just a matter of how good Sedelius is. I did like Moira's setup. I think she's perfectly drawn, but yeah, I think it's just a case of how good this horse is. I'll handball to Walt because he's got the poster on the dunny door, as you boys like to say.
Yeah, here he is in the yellow. He's third, and that's Lindemann out in front. You got Cho Wolf at his back.
He did a lot of work early. That was his problem. He sort of had to go forward, back, had Cho Wolf kick up, then, the incident with Hippo or whatever. But the horse then, was off the bit at the 800. And I reckon one every 5 or 6 years, maybe you see a horse that just finds a line. We've only seen him twice out here, and it took him, a little bit to wind up on that track at Doomben or whatever that day. And then just through the line, he looked like he was going to put another 10 on him in another 200 metres. And he looks like you could hit him with a Mack truck, that horse, and he'd just keep coming in. It's a very rare quality.
Yeah, I can't add too much more, but I thought Moira was just really, really well found in the market, and it just seems a little bit of unders. I thought Zadozi was quite good in the Desert Lightning and Moira race. And Zadozi's a horse that I think might be a new animal now in the Mar camp. And I think she's sort of more suited to a Caulfield Cup. So I think she might flash home for a nice 4th, 5th or 3rd. But
there's a lot of those horses, I reckon. That's the key. Like, the map's tricky, isn't it? Like, if Sir Delius gets... Wouldn't you like a Shin's going on Buckaroo? Wouldn't you love him to be going on Sir Delius? Then I would have a raging horn. This is the first time I've grabbed the keys and gone tab hunting in a while, a couple of weeks back. But if he gets across Golden Pass, that tricky horse, it's sort of in the way. Desert Lightning probably and Smoke and Romans want to flob there. Yeah, if he gets over, then the gap is back to those sort of horses. Moira's going to stalk. If Moira beats me, I'm happy. I'm happy to do my balls if Moira beats me. But Buckaroo, Zardozi, the real classy sort of horses, even Anisette went nicely in it first up. They're all going to be second half. So, and if they run past this horse, too good. Too good. But he's just got to get across. That's it. And the wrinkle to me is a little bit more unpredictable from wide gates than other jockeys.
Just have to find out whether they're just going to hand it to him on a plate again, like the Makybe Diva. You just love to know that. I think Anisette is a run behind, and this will just be a bridging run for something better. But Nico, any more to add there? Obviously, the table here is just lifted. He's got full Rager under the table here.
Well, I think he's northerly. I think he's Fiorente reborn. I honestly think he's extra special. So he can win everything. He can win Cox Plates, Melbourne Cups. He can win it all. So if he gets beat here, I'm more than to me that's the ultimate test. When your ball's deep and you're comfortable, and it doesn't matter what happens. You get stung by a bee on the old fella at that point, and you'd still be comfortable going down swinging. So I'm in that position at the moment.
Nico, I'm a little bit scared that his grand final is the Melbourne Cup. I agree, he's a beast, and then he's going to go Might and Power, Cox Plate, Melbourne Cup. But if he's ever going to be vulnerable, I think maybe this is it with horses with different ideas. But Christ, he's well found at 225.
Yeah, I think the preparation is the tell for me. So it's a year where you got Via Sesteno, who's put down nearly a legendary performance in the Cox Plate last year, and the stable's like, oh yeah, we're going to target the Cox Plate in the Melbourne Cup. I think if he wasn't that real A+ level that they've had over the years, like Fiorente and co, they'd probably say, oh, we'll go Caulfield Cup, Melbourne Cup. But them sort of coming out and saying that they want to run in the Cox Plate's a very good sign. I think if you want to start loading up on this horse on Saturday and even in the Might and Power and those kind of races, I think he goes to the Turnbull, actually, his next run. So he'll go, 2 weeks to the Turnbull. So, yeah, it's a good sign knowing that they want to take on the best of the best because they probably think he's up there in that category with them.
Full disclaimer, I'm not $2.25 balls deep. I'm $6 balls deep, and I wouldn't be $2.25 balls deep. But I think he's still, obviously, that's probably closer to his price than what it was a week or so ago.
All right. Yeah, my only tip on the race is maybe back Zadozi now for the Caulfield Cup. I think she was just out of bullets by the time she got there last time, so she might get there 4th up, and I think she's going to start short, and I think she was just a line finder last start. Race 8 is the next one. It's the Group 1, Sir Rupert Clarke Stakes, over 1,400 metres, and Angel Capital has been back slightly, 440 into 360 at Ladbrokes, 420 Sepples, Another Will 7, Arkansas Kid 750, Miss Rumbini 13, Damas Road $14, Hit a Shock 20, Airman 21, and then you got Zarastro 23 with Zoo Sensation and Feroce 34, and much, much better the rest. First horse we're going to look at here is Feroce, the blue with the pink stars, white cap, Nico, and this is the day that Tropicus won, and you're sort of out the back behind. She's bulletproof.
Yeah, well, he's won his lone Group 1. Well, he ran second in the Caulfield Guineas, and he won the Australian Guineas, both at a mile. So 1,100 is going to be too sharp for him, but I thought he still ran quite well here. This looks like a good sort of platform race to step straight up to 1,400 as a genuine run race. Not far off Arkansas Kid, who's $8 here. So I just thought he was the horse that was a bit over the odds. He doesn't seem to map too bad from barrier 10. And you go through the form of all these 4-year-olds when they were 3 in the spring. Like he's right there with Angel Capital in a Guineas prelude. He beats Sepples in an Australian Guineas. He starts 440 against him in the CS Hayes. So there's enough there to say you can have something on at sort of 30s or 40s. Here's Angel Capital winning at Moonee Valley. I thought the biggest part of this win was the way he paraded. It was definitely the best I've seen him parade. Maybe that wall of polish has really just come to the fore with him. It was a big rating. I think the only issue is probably how far back he gets, and if he gets the race shape to win from 15 lengths off the lead, he's probably going to need that. If they go slow and sort of sit up, and then a few of them get away from him on the corner, it's just a tricky scenario for me to want to be chips in on him at that price. I can understand why you would want to be, because it does seem like he's just maybe better than a few of his opposition. And Sepples is probably similar. There's a real case you made that he may be the best horse in the race off all the ratings, what we've seen so far. He bolted in first up, track and distance. He seems like he's gone from a boy to a man this campaign, but he's got the same issue. Like, I think they'll go forward on Sepples, and I imagine back on Angel Capital, but Sepples could be left 4 wide working on what could be a hot speed. So, I think they're just sort of trappy horses for me to really want to dive into. I thought Feroce was a big price relative to all their form, and then the other horse I sort of thought was a bit in play. I just think the Memsey runners have a good setup here. They had a very fast run, 1400. There's 3 weeks between runs. I wouldn't be surprised if Here to Shock and Is It Me really improved with good runs here.
Yeah, I sort of like Damas Rose, but probably the draw makes me think that they're just going to snag it and wait for the two-rack. She probably needs a mile, but she was a bit of an eye catcher, and she's got a bit of class.
Yeah, they all draw out there, don't they? It's you don't want Zarastro scratched. That's the one thing. And if there's a rider change, you probably want Schumacher to be on the plane down there. If you're on Angel Capital, yeah, it's a great watching race with a diabolical betting race. I would probably describe it, which is, I think, similar to what everyone thinks. But yeah, I thought Mr. Mbini was really good too first up, but it's drawn out there too. If it drew low, I'd be interested. Arkansas Kid's probably 1400. He's absolute limit, but he's flying and draws 1, which is just absolutely ideal for him in this sort of race, I think. If he just sort of pokes up, and you could see him just getting a gap and putting a length on him and falling in. But yeah, it's a great race. Just wish it wasn't at Caulfield with the rail out, probably, which makes it too hard for me. So I'll be cheering for Feroce for Nico.
Yeah, Angel Capital now with Waller. What did you think of that performance?
Yeah, monster. I wouldn't be putting it in this race personally, but I think it was just absolutely perfect to go around in the Manicato. But yeah, each to their own. And if he can overcome this, whatever's the 2-rack or whatever's probably at his mercy.
Gee, they are going to continue with Lady Shenandoah to the Manicato. Isn't that amazing?
I don't see it happening personally.
I
don't know why you wouldn't put the horse on a float to Melbourne. You wouldn't run it around the valley in a big field. There's a million reasons you wouldn't run that horse and risk the Everest. In my opinion, I just don't see it happening.
Well, they've come out and said it again. So another one wrong we'll get.
It's fine.
Caulfield race 10 is the IVE handicap over 2,000 metres. It's a benchmark 84, and Gilded Water's the favourite here. $2.80. Kings Valley got the Revelaro form lines there. $5.50, Mr. Verse $6, Whiskey on the Hill $8.50, Unlimited $12, Lincoln Rocks $12, and then Litz Deals $17. Nico, Gilded Water, first time it started in Australia. Oh, not started in Australia, but back in Melbourne. There it is in the King's colours.
Yeah, this was a very fast run race. So he was first up here, 1,800 metres. A few of the horses in behind him probably just had the right runs. He's really on his feet this last 200. Like, he's on the 10th fastest last 200 of the race with horses falling out of the screen behind him. So he's just probably gasping for air that last 200. This horse was actually, I think he was favourite in the naturalism all-in betting. So there was a bit of a push for him there. He didn't get into the field, and that's going to be his problem. They're setting him for, I would assume, a Melbourne Cup, and he can't get into any of these lead-up races to probably win his way in due to his rating. So I think he'll be here full guns blazing. They went forward on him last start. He's up to 2,000 metres. He has the improvement to come. I thought he could even paraded with a fair bit of improvement to come as well, especially mentally. So, it is a deep race. You could make a good case for Kings Valley. Whiskey on the Hill, Unlimited was good winning that race. But I just feel like they're all sort of this level. And if he's going to get to the level that he probably can here in Australia, he's got to win this race. So all the intent there, I was happy to be on him. Here's Whiskey on the Hill in the red cap, blue and white. Pretty solid run behind El Rocco. 2 down Discreet, Braden Star. This is sort of like the naturalism form, and he's coming back in grade. He did have no weight here, and now he's got a rise in the weights. I've always sort of been a fan of him. He'll run well. I think it's a race you go looking for a few knockout chances, but if Gilded Water's a real spring player, he just has to win here, and that's why I'm sort of keen to back him. Just I think there's a lot of intent there on Saturday.
Yeah, the horse I sort of like here was Whiskey on the Hill. I just like how he can sit sort of forward or midfield. Craig Williams goes on. And I think just at the back end of his prep, he showed that he was a genuine stayer. So he's in a similar boat as Gilded Water. To get into these bigger races, he needs to start winning. And just at $10, I thought he presented some small each-way value, but not a race that I'm chips in. A bit wary, a couple of these.
Yeah, same. It's just Gilded Water. The map's tricky. There's like 10 horses with similar early speed. So do they work from the outside gate or to the inside draws? It's messy. But I found the same. Also, I thought For Now, I was backing this horse at Scone not long ago, For Now, and it went like a dead set rocket first up. I don't know what that was, and I thought it'd be 20, 30 to 1 here, and it's only like $13, $14, so that dampened me a little bit. But I found Whisk on the Hill as well, Unlimited, rock solid horse. Lincoln Rock's okay. Mr. Verse was huge last start, but they went a million miles an hour, but you couldn't run on, so if you can work that out, I think he's gone like 1,200 a mile in Brisbane, he's been all over the shop, and Shin jumps on him. Litz Deal's not legless, probably needs a little bit further, but yeah, it's a weird one. Even Almarac, it's Christ, last leg of the quaddy, Jesus Christ. But yeah, Gilded Water's I think it's the toughest horse. It's the toughest horse, but it just needs to probably everything to fall its way. That's the problem because it's got so many similar horses right on its hammer.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a bit of a fan of For Now, but I thought it might need a little bit further. But I was taken by it first up, and I think I backed it in that Flemington 2,800 metre race.
It's a weird horse that's really just keeps improving, keeps him. Like he was winning those races, we're backing him in at Wombat joints, but not really putting him away and didn't look like he was, but then, sort of last prep and then that run first up, he just had a dead set barrier trial and when he let him loose down the outside, it was like, what's this thing?
Nico, what do you reckon about this For Now?
Yeah, he's another one, like in the same boat. He's set for the Cups, so he's got to sort of win a race to get his rating up to even look at even winning another race to get into those races. So Gilded Water, same boat. There's a few others here, Mr. Verse, Whiskey on the Hill. So I would have thought he's third, fourth up, like 2,400s where you really want to back him, whereas a few others are probably showing they're a bit sharper at 2,000 metres, which we are here.
Crikey, if he ever finds a rider, poor old Fernando, look out. He's got Logan Bates here. He's had Houston, Billy, Jet Stanley, Fitzgerald, Collett, Heavy Vanding, Hergen Band.
The band of Hergen
Oh, my God. He's
a good
interesting horse.
Success story.
Yeah. Didn't win for us that day in the Rams, though, so still remember and still upset. Still filthy. Big odds. Nico, as you said, you got tomorrow at Ballarat. You got Saturday. And then did you say Sunday as well?
Yep, Sunday, Flemington. So, we'll be busy the next few days.
Outstanding stuff. Just absolutely one of the hardest workers in the game. That's
Sunday.
why we love him.
Sunday.
Hey?
I'll be cast by then. At least I got Flemington to work with. I had a look at it. I think it's like Flemington, Nowra and Maruya or something like dead set. Put on something. They've got Kembla today, Newcastle Cup tomorrow. Why wouldn't they move Kembla to Sunday or something like, whatever. I don't know. It's just rocket scientists running this game. Jesus Christ.
They just got to pick up the phone. Kumbaya.
What the? You're cutting your balls off to what are you doing? You're actually Melbourne are cutting their nose off, not running Saturday, whatever. So you piggyback on them Sunday and ride them up the hill. Like what the hell?
Troy Corsons needs to get in that magic super box at Randwick, or he needs to go to the rugby league with PVL and hold his hand at the rugby.
He just whoever manages Reese.
Get up there.
Old Reese, what's his name? Old Captain Headbutt. Whoever manages him's the bloke you need to be talking
Reece
to. He's
Walsh.
obviously got a bit of pull somewhere. Yeah.
What? Toilet water drinker. Randwick. Let's get to Randwick. Let's straighten the wheels up here.
God.
Randwick +7, 1,600 metres to the winning post. That's an interesting one. Just the extra 1 metre.
Why do they do
Not
it?
a 6?
Why do they do it?
I don't know. I'm asking you. You're the expert.
Why is it this rotation system? Why is it, okay, the weather's fine in a week leading up or 2 weeks leading up and the weather's warm. Well, we'll just put it true rail. We're not going to damage it, surely. So, I don't get it, but they're big on these rotation things. Last week we copped a shocker of a track at Rose Hill and we'll probably cop something similar here. The firmer it gets, the better the inside will be. Sort of the dead set rocket ship lanes are normally sort of 9 to 12 metres, so they might get 3, 4, 5, 6 off, but it should be hard to come from back and wide, very similar to what we saw last week.
Nice. All right, let's get into the T-Rose, the first race. It's race 6. It's the My Plates T-Rose Group 2 over 1,400. Apocalyptic, horse you tipped last time, $2.80 favourite. 2 Picara 4, Within the Law 460, Kajenga $10, Queen of Clubs 10, Next Gen 14, and Karinska 16, and then 20 or better the rest. Let's have a look at 2 Picara. It's the shades of blue with the big white baldy face starting to rip down the outside.
And Apocalyptic's in the red with the white face coming through the middle. So it looks the winner here nearly. It's probably it just peaked late, whereas Apocalyptic had that sort of softer run. You got to try and measure up whether Apocalyptic got to its top and whether 2 Picara can settle closer with blinkers this time and not have to give Apocalyptic the start, whereas Apocalyptic swaps the inside draw for the outside and 2 Picara swaps outside for in. Is it the only one we're watching?
Yeah, that's the only one because you submitted very late. But Within the Law, I backed last time and they just didn't even put in the race. What are they going to do from barrier 11?
Similar. 1,400 obviously helps, but, it doesn't really have tactical speed. There isn't a lot of speed here. So, in the way that Uncle Bjorn's went at Canterbury yesterday, there was none of them stopping. So maybe we'll just plug it into the race from the outside draw this time. And he might just lead on it by 3 and just keep running. But, I think it goes back. 2 Picara's not the best beginner, and with blinkers first time, that usually adds a bigger query over best beginner. But you've got old man J Mac on it to is pretty handy. So if it's just, to me, it smells like an Aaron Bullock at Musselbrook job where he's just going to stand over the horse, put it in the right spot, and this is its D-Day to sort of be in the right position, pinch a break, and then if Apocalyptic's special, it might run it down. It might wind up down the outside and be too good. Within the Law's obviously rock solid, but I wouldn't say it's a world beater. It probably needs a few things to go its way as well. So, yeah, if all things go to plan and 2 Picara sort of 4th, 5th in the run, pulls out, pings, puts a couple on him, it should take a decent horse to beat him. I thought there was a couple of decent roughies in. Kajenga's a solid horse, but probably needs favours or everything possible to go its way to win. And Next Gen drawn 1, I thought was just very good first up. Completely lost all momentum. She's not the fastest horse to begin, but I think she can hold a spot. She was like 3rd, 4th early last start, and then by the time Chad stopped fluffing around, she was 3rd last. So if it sort of pinged and sat 3rd the fence, I think she's a dangerous horse too at 15-21. But I think as much as I'm an Apocalyptic fan here, I'm happy to be 2 Picara on this occasion, and maybe Next Gen as well. If I'm back in Kajenga, it would only be to get my money back only.
I'd maybe give Within the Law one more chance if there was a change of tactics come through by Saturday morning. Nico, any thoughts here?
No, I hated the race. I thought there's not much between, Apocalyptic 2 Picara and Within the Law, and Within the Law seemed like the one that didn't have anything go right last start. So, I'd probably lean with her, but I don't think there's a whole lot between any of them, so it didn't really interest me.
No, the bookies might have got the market pretty close, and sometimes
$6. That's it. Probably the weakness, isn't it? $2.80 Apocalyptic opposed to $6 last start.
Bit pooey.
That's it.
Yeah, and you just let them go. Watch and learn. Take more notes. Race 8 is the next one. It's the 7 stakes. It's a Group 1. It's 1,600 metre race, and Fangirl gets ideal conditions. Bone dry, 1,600 Randwick, but maybe it is going to be hard to make up ground. So J-Mac will have to put her in the race. $2.70 at Ladbrokes. Cho Wolf, $5.50. Gringot, $6. Private Eye, $6.50. Royal Patronage, $7. Lindemann, $8.50. Then you got Militarize out to $27. Light Infantry Man's there at $35. And then you got Half Yours as Nico reference in case it doesn't get a run in the other staying type races. Gringotts is the first horse you're going to have a look at here. Walt, T. Berry, C. Ma.
So this is the day that Lindemann went back to the fence. Gringotts is down the outside at nearly a 2 Picara run back, where he looks like he's just going to let down and blow their heads off. And then, obviously Via Sistina and Eliana come up the inside. And I think he peaks like horrifically. I think sort of first up on that sort of track is not his go making a long, wide run. I think he's just a dead set, suck, exposed in 200 metres. So I'm not worried that a horse like Chael Wolf looks like he was a dominant force over him late here. I think he's had a trial since and he draws 1 and he won't have to make that long run. So is this...
Yeah, this is his trial.
Yeah, just had a spin around in 1,200 at Wyong. I love that off those heavy track runs first up. I just love to see whether they've still got the freshness in their legs. He pinged out the gates, which is what you want to see. And, it's completely irrelevant who the other horses are in the trial. You just want to see that the horse is alive And I think you find out more at the start of those trials than you do at the end, to be fair, what sort of life they got in their legs. And he pinged, which is what you want to see him do here. Royal Patronage, a mile first up's too far. Lindemann and Private Eye cruise across from outside draws. I see that Nash has stayed with Lindemann over Private Eye. I thought that was an interesting decision. And Hippo goes on to Private Eye. I think that Lindemann went like a dead set rocket last start, and it's a little bit forgotten. And it hasn't been worked into its price. So it's the other horse. If Lindemann gets to the front again, it's the other horse I'll be having something on. It dead set went like a jet there with favourable conditions. Did control the tempo, but just seems forgotten. How it's sort of double the price of Chaelwolf really doesn't make any sense to me at all. And I'm not forgetting Fangirl. But today's the day. I just want to, if she stands up and she's too good, she's got a great record here. She's a 7-year-old mare now. I know that we've seen mares just continue to hold their form, especially from that stable. But yeah, she's always one that gets back. She's 270. You know, I'm happy to be with Gringotts and smaller Lindemann here. And roughies wise, I thought Militarized 25-1 was a big price. And Light Infantry Man's a horse that I had the biggest tip in the world for first up, which was weird on a track that he hates, and he got beat 100. Got a little spin around in a trial since. He's a much better horse on top of the ground, and if he landed sort of behind the speed here, he's 30-40-1. He's a big price too. So, yeah, Fangirl will be no good here, but she can win for sure.
Ethan Brown strengthened the Sydney riding ranks.
Did nothing wrong in. He looked actually really good, didn't he? Like, I still, they have to learn the nuances of the rail positions and Sydney, you know, the riding of it. But he's definitely more than capable of being amongst the top 3 or 4 there, I would imagine, off what we've seen. He just not scared to go forward, which is a big one, and good judge of tempo from what I've seen. So, yeah, Ethan.
He's coming around.
Ethan Clown. He's graduated.
Hey?
Ethan Clown is no longer.
Walt changed his mind. You know, now he likes Ethan. He likes Adelaide Racing. We'll get him to love Revellaro by the end of the spring. Nico?
I could see DK watching this, just pacing around his kitchen or something, blowing about Walt, talking about E. Brown. He's always been a big fan. So, yeah, he is helped by rides for Mar. So he gets all the, you know, like rides like Tempted and that probably help him. But I find he's best in fast run races, just assessing the pace and riding his horse. He seems really in tune with the horse that he's on. He doesn't seem to get him unbalanced or anything like that. It's one of those races, isn't it? You're sort of with Fangirl or you're around her. I was probably with her. I thought she can settle a bit closer from the good draw. First up run, I don't think she got around Caulfield. She just looked a bit all at sea there. She's a much better horse. Randwick mile, tick. It's just whether you want to take 270 or not. I thought it was probably fair. Gringotts should be the improver out of the Winks with that nice trial in between runs, and the rest of them, they sort of are the B grade. So it's a bit of a B grade race, and Fangirl's the one that sort of probably is the A grader. So I was happy to lean her way, but you know, Fangirl, J-Mac, Waller, you're not going to get a price about her ever, but I think she'll be the hardest to beat.
It's an interesting one. Manal sent to Melbourne, bit of a flop, came back, sparked her up.
Yeah.
Fangirl, same thing, bit of a flop down in Melbourne, comes back to Sydney, finds a spark. $2.70 looks super well found. Will they bet $4?
No, not with him.
Not with McDonald on.
Yeah. No, record. And like so, like ratings wise, she'll just stand out like dog's balls. You know, weights wise, she'll stand out. So there's no weakness there for a team to take her on apart from the map. So maybe if it's Dynamite on pace, you might get a better price, but usually that leads to more pressure, and a horse like her with a turn of foot can overcome bias. So yeah.
Interesting to see the bounce back from Cho Wolf. He seems to be in the abyss at the moment. Nico and I were talking about it off air. Joe's does some funny things with horses. Think about it. Wins an Everest, then thinks he's going to be a miler or tries to set him at a different distance. Private Eye sort of was Stradbroke, then a bit of a miler, then he became a sprinter. And now this horse, maybe he was Caulfield Cup horse once upon a time, and now he's just nowhere, is he?
He's just a good, honest horse. I think... yeah, well, Joe was, at least he has a go, doesn't he, Joe? Like he goes out, puts his balls on the line, says, this is the best horse I've ever trained. I just don't agree, but that's racing, isn't it? Like he's just a really good, solid horse that can win plenty of races. He's just not dominant.
We'll clip that one up and tweet it out. Hopefully we get a little bit of a bite from Joe.
I was nice, wasn't I?
He loves the show, watches it every week.
I was nice.
Race 9, it's the Yarraman Park, it's the shorts, it's the Group 2, it's 1,100 metres. It's an entree for the Everest. Private Harry, $2.25. Briasa, $4.20. Jolly Star, $5. Jetta Beale, $15. Mahuna, $15. Generosity, $15. Ostraka, $20. And then Dragonstone, $23. Couple of trials. We're a bit trial happy in this one. It's Private Harry, the first one. He's out freewheeling. He's got... North England behind him, and then that's Coleman in third. And
Coleman gone to another trainer now. Your horse. I wonder if he's got another poster for him.
Yeah.
He's gone down there.
He's been around a bit, but Private Harry, we've sort of missed him. He's been off the scene for a while. He's only had eyes for this Everest, but wow, I've got to love him.
Yeah, he's just he is what he is, isn't he? He's just fast. He is fast, and he's a little bit adaptable. Draws perfectly here, and his 2 trials leading in were exactly what you want to see for a horse of him. Just looks really loose and free and ready to go.
Priasa, the big grey here with Mahuna behind. And I was sort of thinking about the day that Priasa just came storming home against the pattern.
Yeah, and it's funny. I want to have a little bitch and moan here, which you'll stab me for. But yeah, it's interesting. They've ridden this horse for speed both times, and to be fair, in an 1,100 metre race like this, I'm hoping they ride it cold. So. I'd love to see this horse ridden a pair further back. I think it's just so much better horse than when they've tried to really put it in the race. And this sort of, and especially at 1,100, I don't want to see this horse ridden forward. It draws perfectly, like just got Private Harry right outside it. So maybe it just lands 4th, 5th naturally. But yeah, I never thought I'd hear to say that. I hope they ride it a little bit negative from the Hawks team. But at least Schiller, the Thrillers, got one on the board yesterday in a Humpty Doo race at Canterbury yesterday, and maybe that'll just snap him back into that winning mentality. But Brias trialled very, very well, ready to go. But all of them are not here for their grand final, are they? So
that's the scary part. He's Jolly Star too, behind Airman, and Steffi Magnetica's 2 are outside. So
she was scratched last week, right, and saved for this.
Dry deck.
Yeah. Okay. It's in hat time. She trials well. That's okay. She trials well. It's in hat time. Jay McDonald. He's got Lady Shenandoah there. He's got this horse, obviously, there as an option. Normally, this horse would be going back to last, and if it runs well, it runs well.
Oh, yeah.
But we have seen times where J-Mac goes, well, hang on a second. J-Mac needs to know what's under the hood.
Yeah.
So... I feel, I'm not saying he's going to jam it to the front, but I expect him to be finding out what's under the hood here because he has a decision to make by the looks of it. And at the moment, I'd say he'd be 90-10 Lady Shenandoah, in my opinion. Yeah. And so what else happens when J-Mac is not overly concerned about what happens with the horse at its subsequent starts is he'll definitely be trying to find out what's under the hood here. So I think it's a bit more competitive race than what, maybe people
would
expect.
Have been last week.
Yeah, and I think she'll whatever she does here. I don't think that there's much more to come. So I think she'll run well. Betting wise, I don't think it's a betting race. I think Private Harry's the one to beat for sure because I think he's the best 1,100 metre horse. Profile wise, he's very fast. There's no serious tempo here. Like Compelling Truth's quick, but not that quick. He should sit somewhere next to it very comfortably. There's other horse got to improve. I thought it's weird if they're not here and ready to go.
Generosity?
Generosity and Dragonstone. I thought Dragonstone was really good first up, sort of sat wide and cut the breeze against some good horses and then knocked up late and just draws one. And it's that sort of horse that's got that little pokey turn of foot when it when things go its way. And you'll probably get 50-1 come race time for Dragonstone. And Generosity is, what's it, like $16, $18? I thought it was 30s. A good price. So, it's a sticky race. I probably just put my head in the sand and put the three main ones and the other 2 roughies in the quaddie and just hope they all get sausage. I hope the favourites get sausaged, yeah. I didn't think Mahuna. I'm happy to take that Golden Slipper form on at this stage, even though sort of Tempted's come out and run well. I'd probably be more scared of Tempted than Mahuna. I think she trialled okay, but 1,100 first up against these, I'm happy to sort of be against her here. She is $16. That's no rocket science thing to say, but I just think that 3-year-old form's not been tested yet.
Got a lot there. What do you think about J-Mac revving the Chev, Walt's little theory with Jolie Star?
Yeah, well, I thought that was an intriguing part of the race. You got Schiller and and Morgan on the real two key other chances, and then J-Mac on the other. So that immediately you're sort of drawn to J-Mac, aren't you? Yeah, I could see that happening. Him sort of looking to be a bit more aggressive in the early stages. Briasa, well, you have to factor in the Premier, which is in 2 weeks from this, and then they're 2 weeks to the Everest. Airman won the Premier last year and beat Ballinipatina. So like these races can be a little bit weird. The best horses don't always win them. I think Private Harry trialled the best. I liked his trials, and I think he maps the best of those key chances. So he'd be the way I'd lean, but you just got to be so wary that they're not all guns blazing here. There's a bit of improvement in these horses.
We think Schiller the Thriller and especially the Magpie Morgan, like they'd be just cotton wooling, wouldn't they? Like, be just please get through the run, okay? If we win, we win, but please just be I just need to get to the finish line, in a few weeks' time. Whereas old J Mackey, he'll be laughing. And she's not a horse that I'm in love with, to be fair, but I just think he's just gonna. I think he'll get the best out of her.
I feel a bit for poor old Ashley Morgan. Every time you hear the wireless, it's Private Harry's the best thing since sliced bread, and I just don't want him to be the scapegoat in case the horse isn't as good as what they think. But to me,
would you put him on? And to be like, he's done nothing wrong on the horse, but he wouldn't be riding in the Everest if it was my horse.
He knows horse. He's handled all the pressure to date, but he looks a bomb-proof horse, as you say. I love him that he leads, and I love that he can take a sit and sit one pair back as well. And I think 1,100 metres is perfect trip. So I think he's going to be awfully hard to beat, Private Harry. But it's going to be a different story when he's got an eyeball or factor in Carrying Rising, the Hong Kong horse.
The race, and now out. What's it? Overcast. What's his name? Outcast. What's the goddamn horse's name? We should know it. Overpass. He's in the race too. So at least we've got a bit of pressure in the race, which is the key to making sure that poor old Car Ying's not up there running Mr. Brightside sectionals. That would have been a bit of an anticlimax, but we shouldn't see that now.
If he did Private Harry, if he did overturn Carrying Rising, is a stallion he'd be worth what, 100 million? 50 million?
I just want to see old mate. I just want to see the owner. He would go to full Trump levels. I reckon he would go
Gary Moore up the straight but nude,
and there'd be a parade. There'd be all sorts. It'd be absolutely Gary Moore on steroids if Private Harry gets home. And good luck to him, mate. They're funny. He's got plenty of decent horse. He's done a good job that syndicator. He's Anyway, good luck to him.
Yeah. I think his trial was enormous. Looks like he's in the zone. So I'll be probably having Private Harry as last leg of a multi just to get the blood pumping. All right, that's the Sydney preview. As I mentioned, Walt's got 2 hosted pots at Ladbrokes, so he's got the Saturday and Sunday. So he's going to be locked in the dungeon all weekend, which is good news for him leading into the school holidays. And he'll be on dad duties next Monday. So racingwatch.com.au if you want to join his Discord or his Telegram service, because there's plenty of action if you like New South Wales racing. Quick look at the Gold Coast. I think the rail is +1. It's a soft 5 now, but it'll be drying. It's beautiful sunny weather up here at the Gold Coast, and I just think it's really, really wary for leaderish type conditions. So I've tried to pick out race where there's a couple of horses that can sort of sit on speed, or they can sit handy in the first couple of pairs and be pretty strong late, and that's race 5 at the Gold Coast. It's the Quinn Family Law Handicap. It's a benchmark 70. It's a 1,400 metre race, and the 2 horses at the top of betting is Lady Lucifer at $3.50 for the Van Dyke Yard, and then you got Voracious $3.80. Calicoy is $6.50. It's looking for its second start. It's an ex-Melbourne horse. And you got Liberty Steps, $12, Code in Time 13, and Italian Riviera 15. It's first up. And 2 horses I like here. Lady Lucifer is the first one. It's in the yellow here, and Emily Lang won this from the start. This horse has got a huge turn of foot, and she decided just to spear across. They let her get away with it, and she just gave it a click up at 300 and just puts 2 or 3 lengths on them and holds them off beautifully. Now 4th up, 1,400, Gold Coast, barrier 8. I think she can run 1,400 easily, and I think second time around at 1,400 metres, I think it's the one that they have to run down. And Kaluakoi is the next one I like, and that's from the Muntz Yard, and he's an interesting horse. He's there leading, and this is him first up, and it's a horse that carried this rider, Rutledge, and gets Martin Harley this time. And I thought he was there to be beaten. That's Liberty Steps, who's got a pretty good finish, sort of mowing him down. But just loved the way he sort of held him off and toughed it out. And if that's first up, I think he can improve greatly. The negative is barrier 13, but they're the two in the race that I think will be up and on speed and take some
shot
to beat
duck, didn't it? It looked a shot duck at the 400. It was,
and just kept charging through. Yeah. So it's no slouch, Liberty Step. So I thought it did really well to hold it off. So any extra improvement from it, it's got to be in the finish. Do you know that horse, Nico, from Melbourne? Does it ring a bell?
Yeah, it used to be with Danny O'Brien, I'm pretty sure. I think they used to run him over like 2,000 metres, so it's surprising to see him as sharp at 1,400. It's like charity up there, Queensland, isn't it? They'd be struggling to win 58s down here, Colokai and Liberty Steps, and they go up there and win races. So it's a lot different horse pool to down here, that's for sure.
Mate, 58's a Saturday races in Adelaide. What are you talking about? and that's capped at 58. You can't even. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so if you're looking for a little way to play Gold Coast, they look the two, and I'm just a little bit worried about Voracious. She was pretty ordinary first up, and $3.80 is very, very skinny and looks the hole in the market. Do you have a squiz or nothing there?
Didn't get there, but yeah. I just every time that name, I don't know what it is. I've got this E Lang, it just kills me. I just can't get a handle on her.
Horses that go forward. No dramas. Horses that need to be sort of stood over or a bit tricky out the back, no good. She rode a good winner for Campo, that Synergy Emotion, straight to front. That's her go, straight to the front and bullying.
Yeah, I saw that win.
Up
that was
and
a
rolling.
strong win, wasn't it? That was a strong win.
So that's sort of where she's at. But she's just definitely the opposite of someone like Noel Callow, who also finds himself in more trouble. Could be the end of Noel Callow, because there's another video that's emerged. That is a bit of a wrap from us. So big thanks to Punting Form and Ladbrokes. Got plenty of action across the next 3 days with the pots and Nico's yard. Any final thoughts, Nico? Or
keen to rip into a big weekend, even Devonport on Sunday. So we're in the bunker, as Walt likes to call it, in the dungeon for the next few hours, just getting to work.
I had Trav last Saturday on the radio. He's got to be the best research bloke by so far, and he must dead set lock himself in the dungeon because, mate, he was coming up with things from left, right, and centre. Oh my God, he's unlike anyone I've ever talked to. And I know it was good fun. Like I think we talked for like 20 minutes, felt like 2. It's always a good sign. But no, he's a legend, Trav.
Doing well on RSN, so it's good to see you boys kicking goals. Very active. All right, hope you guys have a great weekend. The punt, it's a big one, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so strap yourself in, bet patiently and responsibly, and we'll see you next week.
Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.